Yes, sir. Without Warning, New York. We back with another podcast. Got a crazy guest with us today. Who we got here today?
Man, Mexican OT, what's good, Sugar Booger?
Yes, sir. What's good, bro? How's New York, bro? How
man,
you feeling?
I'm chilling, man. I love New York. I come over here and I love it. The vibe's great. You know what I'm saying? I grew up idolizing everybody that was over here. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I wanted to sound just like Big L. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing what I do.
That's fine. You keep the grills on all the time now? Grills?
Yeah,
all the time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't keep them in all the time, but I just ain't had the time to take them out.
Yeah. You talked about Big L. Is that like who you listened to a lot growing up? Was that like what your family and shit was playing, or was that like you personally?
I was actually put on the Big L from a partner named Furman. Like, he didn't even have papers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how the fuck he know about him. You know, but yeah, definitely, man. I learned a lot about music from video games, honestly, too. I played a lot of Saints Row, a lot of GTA. You know what I'm saying? They put me on a lot of that. The fucking any Rockstar video game had crazy ass soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
So
I definitely wanted to start this out with one of the most just like inspirational things that I saw on social media in a while.
Up,
and one of the biggest quotes that you said is like, I was in the first grade, failing every class, and my mom's friend was telling her, Sophie, he's failing all classes in the first grade. What is wrong? And she told him, fuck that school. My son gonna be a rapper.
Yep.
That's a true story.
100% facts.
Hell yeah, that's real life.
So
my dad used to wake me up before school, and I'd be like, he'd be like, son, you ready to go down there? Whoop ass. He'd have a house full of women and some dudes there, and like those dudes think they could rap. And he'd wake me up to rap battle these motherfuckers. I'm however old I am in 7th grade, and I'd be like, Dad, I gotta get ready for school. He's like, fuck school. You ready to go down there? Whoop ass or what? I'm like, shit, let's go.
That's crazy. What time, like, in the morning would it be? He'd be
Like
getting you
5
up.
in the morning.
5 a.m., you like 12 years old, and you were ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Now, that's crazy because
grown-ass men up.
I feel like most rappers tell us a story about how they had to, like, convince their parents that they were serious type shit.
Yeah.
For you, it was the other way around. Like, they were, like, putting you in
They
it.
were convincing me that I was it. You know what I'm saying? And as I got older, I realized I didn't even choose it. It chose me. Because, like, I breathe this shit. I do it too easy. I love it too much. You know what I'm saying? It comes, I ain't gonna say it come easy because I definitely work. I'll be tired, like, but I just love it. So it make it seem like I ain't working. You know, it make it seem like it just coming easy as fuck.
yeah. So you were really rapping at 4 years old?
Hell yeah. I would probably be rapping like shit that was on the radio. I go visit my dad in prison, and I'd be like rapping to him and shit, and he'd be like, fuck that radio. I want to hear what you saying. You know, I want to hear what you got to say. I don't want to hear what they saying. You know?
What were you talking about in your music back then?
Shit, whatever, like video games, you know what I'm saying? Fucking up with my homeboys, riding around, you know. I was talking about grown-ass shit on the cool, not even knowing what I was talking about. You know, I'm talking about fucking hoes and gangbanging and all these shit. got older, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, because, like, that's what you were hearing or that's what you were seeing type shit?
Both.
Or a little bit of both?
Hell yeah, and then my mom was dealing crack. I used to see crackheads in and out the house, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Yeah, it was wild in Lake Jackson. You know, Bay City, too. I'm from Bay City, but we lived in Lake Jackson, Freeport, Jones Creek. We were all over Bezoya and Matagorda County. So, yeah. Yeah,
break down a little bit more about, like, where you're from. I feel like the closest reference I have is I know that that's near Houston. I don't really, and for like me, you know what I mean? I think of kind of Texas as like just Texas, you know what I mean? It's harder for people like from New York, out of state, really to like understand kind of the differences between like North and South, everything like that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm from Bay City, Texas, Matagorda County, and that's like an hour and 30 minutes out. It's 288 South. Really like what, 59, you hit 59 and then break off to what? Yeah, that's what I did. 288 South and then 35 get to the dub, but there's a way to get to Bay City. It's like 59 and then something. I'm good with landmarks, not so much of roads and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, north side is very it's completely different from the south side for sure. Like, you got a lot of Chicanos out there on the north side and shit because they're closer to Cali and Colorado and shit, and they're very Chicano, like, you know. Even West Texas a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Southside though, Southside's a whole different breed. Like, we got Stilo, we got Swagger, you know what I'm saying? We just some Southern Mexicans. Ain't nothing like a Southern Mexican.
So you're 100% Mexican?
Yeah, cuz.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, it just seems like such a big part of your music. Was that just like, was everybody you're hanging out, was all family there? That was like just the culture that you came up with?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I grew up with blacks and Mexicans, but like I was in the hood with the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was Mexicans there too, you know, for sure. There was Mexicans there too, for sure.
I think one big thing, like when I listen to music,
I knew some white boys that was thugging.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew some white boys that were gangbanging like a motherfucker and like really standing on business.
So it was like a pretty diverse community type.
Hell
shit.
yeah, Texas is like a fat ass pot of gumbo and you just got everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One thing I definitely want to talk about, like when it gets into the music, is just like how smooth you just roll R's, T's, and everything like that.
It's really,
into it. Was that like just something you had always done? Or
yeah,
was
I've done it for a while, bro. Like when I talk, it's very slangish. You know what I'm saying? It's like my words, like they're together. I talk together. You know, like I slur them in together. So when I talk aggressive, it just come out.
Yeah.
You know.
Did anyone growing up tell you just had a voice like for music growing up? Cause
like no, everybody told me you fucking like
really
you sound like shit.
Really? Cause I feel like when your voice itself is just on the beat nowadays, it just like sounds like it's supposed to be on there.
I had a lot of motherfuckers that hated on me growing up. Like I used to go to school and the black kids would be like, what the fuck he rapping for? You know what I'm saying? But they just mad I was shitting on them. What
do you think was the difference? Was there people like also making music and like just that you grew up around? Was that a very common thing for everybody to just make music a lot?
My uncles was making music. My uncles and my cousin Homer. That's why it was so easy for me as a kid to just jump straight into it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just watching them do it, I grew a love for it. You know, and they were animals. Like I remember they had the county turn. Like I'd be a kid at Buc-ee's in the car, come park next to us, and you know they be bumping my uncle's shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was
That's
cool.
fire.
Like yeah.
When did tattoos start becoming a thing? Because you're obviously tatted like crazy, and they look crazy.
I got hit up like later in life. I never really was focused on tattoos. Honestly, know that I really just have the money for it like that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up not really just having a lot of money. Like even then, like I wasn't really a good hustler. Like everything I had, I took it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't take from good people. I took from bad people though.
What was your first tattoo that you got? How old were you?
I was young. It was like a stick and poke. Yeah, stick and poke, and I had 979 tatted on me.
Fire.
Yeah.
Area code?
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah, you gotta rep where you from. I might get 518 on me one day.
Yeah, is that over here?
That's
that was
that's
the area
upstate
code
New York. That's where we from.
Yeah, I got 979 twice on me. I got 979 right here, and I got it right here on the Gulf.
So when it came time to picking like just your artist name in general, was there any other options other than that Mexican OT, or were you just like, that's what we're riding
originally
with?
It was OTV.
Okay.
And I was rapping one day and I said something, even though I'm on the verge. My real name is Virgil. So my boys was like, Verge, on the verge. Oh, I like what you did. And I didn't mean it like that. I just said on the verge, and then I kind of was like, yeah, I meant that. You know, I ran with it. So OTV. Then I started, you know, I started doing dumb shit and hanging out with some crazy people, and my big bro was like, man, OTV just too long. I'm gonna call you OT. Like OTV, not fucking, you know, it's already shorter, but I don't know. And then it became OT. And then I met DRODi, and I was already going by that Mexican OT because it was OTV, but everybody called me OT. And then DRODi was like, OT, out of Texas, that Mexican out of Texas. And DRODi was the one that really kind of just came up with my name.
Yeah.
Because I was already known as that Mexican, like it's that woman, that Mexican, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So like when you was just like rapping and just like around black kids, that's how they would like refer to you.
Yeah, that's that Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh,
so what about your album name? How'd you come up with that?
Lone Star Luchador?
Yeah. Obviously, like paying homage to Texas as well as Luchador.
Man, I don't know. It just that's what I'm saying, bro. Like everything just come too easy. Like it's all natural for me. You know, I thought of what would be two good representations of a Tejano. And I got the best thing I could do for Texas, which is Lone Star. Then the best thing I could do for, you know, the Mexico is Luchador. You know, I felt like it was just too good resemblance, and not only that of what I represent and bring to the table, but not only that, you know, I grew up loving luchadors. I grew up loving WWE, all that wrestling shit. So I felt like it just made perfect sense for me.
Yeah.
So that shit just did number 6 on the Billboard for albums. Is that something you was expecting?
Well, I think it was 106, right?
Yeah, it's at one of
the 6.
106.
Oh, 106.
Either way, yeah, charting. Big congrats to you.
Yeah, thank you. And then number 1 on the Heat Billboard. Heat something, right? Heat Seekers. There you go.
That is insane. Is that like something that like, was there just like a big like aura in this album? Like when you went into making this album, were you like, we're just gonna go crazy into this one, or was there just like no difference in like the way you approached this one?
I don't think it was a difference on how I approached it, but I definitely did more, if that makes sense. Like I said, the same mentality. I didn't go in with an idea. I'm just making a bunch of music, and each one, you know, is a different vibe because I have a different moment for each song. So like to me, it's like, all right, I know what I could connect with this, and I know what I connect with this, and does it make sense? If not, shit, let's keep making more until it makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I definitely want to get into the big single Johnny Dang for sure. Like, did you know that was a one, or was that just like no difference?
I had that song with a video. Me and DRODi had that song with a video for like 2 years. I never posted a snippet of it. I never posted nothing of it. And then I ended up getting bigger, ended up getting punched in with Beat On, and Beat On, Texas legend. So he's the one that made the Paul Wall call. Put Paul Wall on there. He was like, hey, you trying to do a song with Mexican OT? He was like, nigga, I was trying to do a song with Mexican OT, but I thought he was going to charge me. I'm like, what the fuck, man, you Paul Wall looking, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. So it just made sense, you know what I'm saying? And we jumped on there, and Johnny Dang being best friends, everything just lined up perfect.
Yeah, so
it was like after that one domino, boom, all of them just felt perfect, you know?
Yeah, and then once he was in the, like, once the music video happened, you had to know, like, you were like, yeah, this shit's gonna be big. I mean,
I knew it was gonna be fun. I knew it was gonna go crazy. I just didn't think it was gonna go crazy like that.
Yeah, but you did your thing marketing it though, like doing the freestyle outside with the chicken, everything like that. Like,
all that shit was normal.
Did you know that was gonna go viral, or that was just you having fun?
Cause it's just me having fun, like everyday living type shit. And the camera just picked it up finally.
Yeah, that's fire. And like, I feel like you definitely got a mindset where you're gonna capitalize on a moment like that. Like, make sure people that finding out about you for the first time gonna know.
Yeah, man. And you know, people love me because like not only do I make great music, I just come correct. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? People love talking to me. I treat people good. You know, I'm respectable and shit like that. So,
what about the Llama Llama Red Pajama?
What about it?
Was that your idea, or was that something that they?
I think that's something that they do. Yeah, on the radio. I think Glorilla's done one before.
Oh, she did one. I knew the Migos did that one. I didn't know if they did that with everybody. Yeah, or they were just like
maybe a few certain people. Only the people I guess they think can do it. You know. I guess not everybody can do it. I don't know.
Yeah, like you just have.
I feel like I could have did it better if I had a different beat, but they wanted to use that Johnny Dang beat, and I had to like find the pocket, and the pocket wasn't fitting it. I really thought it was garbage, but they ran with it, so I was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, that shit went
if
crazy.
Y'all love it, shit. I love it for y'all.
You like freestyling? Like, obviously you like freestyling, but like in a radio format like that?
Nah, not really. Yeah. I've always been the type of person to prepare my shit, you know, because you got to understand I grew up, you know, idolizing everybody over here, and everybody before they hit the block, you know, they figure it out, memorize that bitch, and then go perform. You know, so, I mean, I like freestyling every once in a while. But for the most part, it's just fun. It's for me to get my game plan ready, memorize it, because it's all a science to me, you know what I'm saying? And once I break it down and get it memorized, man, it's all muscle memory from there.
In terms of beats and stuff like that, do you just feel like you have an ear for those? Like, when you just hear one, you're like, I could go crazy on this one?
Because I'm picky as fuck. Definitely.
So when you're
like going, I'll get a beat pack of like 80 and pick 2.
Damn. Are you like still very focused on like? Because I feel like when if anybody's even tapped in with like old Houston or any Texas like hip hop roots, they'd also like just hear that in a lot of those beats. Like they just have that pop to them, and that shit that just makes people like just go crazy and like classic cars and shit. Is that like came from you growing up listening to that stuff, or was that just like
man? I grew up listening to everything. I was really listening to a lot of rock and blues.
I was gonna say, because listening to your project, like the drums that I hear are really different from a lot of hip hop projects, for sure.
Definitely, a lot of rock and a lot of blues. I listen to rap definitely. Like I was surrounded by that shit. That was every day. But as far as like me finding my own lane and like finding what kind of music I wanted to listen to and like making decisions on my own for music, I was jamming a lot of rock, a lot of country and jazz.
Yeah.
But like classic rock, not like that screamo shit.
That's super fire. What kind of like blues and jazz were you listening to?
B.B. King, Muddy Water, of course, Stevie, you know what I'm saying, Ray, the typical. I fuck with the Howlin' Wolf. I watched that movie, The Cadillac Records, and like after that, I just got slutted out, and I was in a loophole, you know, with all that shit.
Well, what movie is it? It's like a documentary or like an actual movie?
Yeah, a movie. You know, they got B.B. King's in there, Lil Richie, Lil Raymond in that motherfucker. You know, a lot of cool ass jazz music.
Yeah, that's fire. I gotta check that out.
What's homegirl's name? That I'd rather go blind, or whatever she say. Beyonce played her. Man, I can't remember that. My man, my love is coming home.
I couldn't tell you, man.
At last, my love is coming home. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, one thing, I just had another question just generally based on like how people just like listen to your stuff in the industry. Has anybody ever told you to like change your sound or anything like that because it could be bigger?
I used to tell motherfuckers to stop rolling my R's. I used to tell them, I used to have motherfuckers tell me, fucking make your voice like more, not as deep. I don't know. They used to tell me some crazy shit. Like, I felt like everything that I was standing on and was working, they would tell me to do the opposite of.
Yeah, well, I think, like, the general idea behind it would just be, like, try to reach a ton of people.
Yeah.
But I don't think many people in the industry, like, people that don't know how it works would just never tell. Like, you should just do what makes sense to you and feels most natural to you.
Right.
And people
like,
are
I
going to
remember,
feel
like,
that.
in my early stages of music, I would try to, like, dress up in, like, as, like, street shit, but I try to look like a rapper. And it didn't work. And then as soon as I just started being me, it was like... Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people in the industry would definitely be like, no, you get rid of those. Like,
right.
Because people in New York generally wouldn't totally understand what you're saying, or it would just be so different that they wouldn't really give it a chance.
Right.
But it seems like with you just like solely focus on this sound that you think is most natural to you has worked like out extremely well.
And I'm glad I found my pocket too, and I'm unlocking new characters every day. And I feel like there's some people like they'll try to mimic success. Like a lot of people try to mimic success. Like, oh, okay, that worked for him. Well, let me see if I can do it. I'm glad that I didn't have that mentality. I'm glad that, you know, I came in with the strong head that I had, because like it just worked out perfect for me.
Yeah. Where did the confidence come from? Were you always confident in your music? Like at what point were you like, I'm taking this music shit like super serious?
I recorded a song called La Muerte. And I had recorded it, and I was in the studio, and C4 was mixing and mastering it, and he was playing it back. It's the end of the session. I'm finna leave, and he just playing that hard. I said, like, could I hear it all the way through? And he was like, yeah, bet. He played that motherfucker, and I just, the hook had just ended, and the verse was coming in, and I just started tearing up. I didn't cry, but I teared up. And that's when I was like, man, I'm the shit, bro, and I'm only getting better.
Just like emotion, because you realized you had something. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, my whole life, I despised and hated everything of me, my name, my race, everything. Because, like, I was just talking so much shit to that eventually I believed them, and I became broken mentally. And it was rough. It was rough as fuck. I had a lot of insecurities, a lot of problems with me. And, yeah, that song right there is what made me realize, I gotta do this. You know, because I wasn't rapping at that point anymore. I was making songs. You know.
So music was just always a part of your life, even just for fun, though.
Hell
at that point.
Like I'd be a junkie, dead broke right now, still doing it.
Really? What about studio time and stuff like that? Like, what was even the studio like? Were you renting out studios, making music from home?
Like, at first, like I said, my uncles and them was doing this, so I just be at their house recording. You just did that. And then my boy Skills, I started going to his house, and I was recording over there. I did a whole project over there, and then I just started elevating. By then, I was getting views on YouTube. I'm making a fucking good amount of money, and it was easy for me to pay for studio time and shit. Shit, I even had my bitch paying for some of my studio sessions.
Damn.
And she was doing that like, shit, I just believe in you.
You still with her?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
She fucks up. It's Brianna, the song, Brianna.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She fuck up all the time, you know what I'm saying? But she holds me down, bro. Like, at one point, shit, she was driving me around and feeding me when I was nobody. I had literally nothing to offer her but time and cock. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And you know, she held it down for me, and you know, she loved me. She still loves me to this day. I treated her like shit, man. I drug her through the dirt and back, and I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying, like, I pushed her to the max, and that motherfucker still loved me like as if we just met. So even if I don't love her, or even if I didn't want to be with her, I had no choice but to respect it and come correct, because she held it down for me. And shit, I had family members that wouldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you're ready for the stage and just like thousands of people in it yet? Is that something that like scares you by any means? Or
at
you just
this point, I was born for it. You know, at this point, like, it was all made for me. Shit, like I said, I don't know what else I'll be doing. I'm grateful for this music shit. I'm grateful for people like y'all believing in me. You know, I can't do it without shit like that. So that's why I go so hard. I never want to disrespect my blessing.
Yeah, are you planning on doing like any like hometown shit for just like
hometown?
The area you grew up in?
Hell
Just like going back there, doing concerts there and everything like that?
Yeah, I was just in Bay City. I be over there a lot. You know what I'm saying? I really be fucking with my family and shit when I go, but there's a lot I want to do. Like, I want to buy some buildings in the square, Bay City Square. I want to have, you know, shit like that out there for the youth. You know what I'm saying? I want to do gaming shit. I want to be able to put all those kids, you know what I'm saying, in the gaming world, you know what I'm saying? So that way they ain't got to be out there, you know, because that shit saves lives, bro. Like, there's real life game members active that don't be out there no more. They be in the gaming and they like, you know, they thugging in the game.
Yeah.
So like it's a whole different world now. It's saving lives and shit. Video games is a beautiful thing. Like I said, video games put me on the majority of the music I listen to. You know what I'm saying? I want to have kids. Like, I want to do a thing where, like, you know, they can raise money, but like I'm gonna have them bring cans, like big ass cans, big ass bags of cans. I'll pay them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even got to take it to the junkyard. I'm gonna pay them out. I don't want to pay them. Really, how I'm trying to do it is like have them work and then give them all Xboxes with that, like, for their pay, and then you know what I'm saying. From there, I could pay them and then have them in that gaming world. You know
super fire.
Yeah.
Yo, so you said like gaming put you onto music. What are, like, for you, like the top like 3 video game soundtracks of all time?
Saints Row.
Facts.
Saints Row for sure. We'll put GTA. Really, any Rockstar game.
Yeah.
Any Rockstar game. Definitely. Bully. Remember Bully?
Yeah.
That was my shit.
GTA's soundtrack, it's like you can play whatever you kind of want on it,
Hell
but
yeah,
like
GTA was crazy.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to put Johnny Dang on 2K right now.
they probably
That would be fire.
Bro, they have
Yeah.
to. Speaking of Johnny Dang and just like Texas people in general and shit like that, do you feel like is that something you want to do? Is like continue to build on people's legacy, like Bun B, Paul Wall, people like that? Or are you just trying to like continue to build your own lane?
Yeah. They already did that thing. They had that time. They created the animal that I am. People like them, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
shit, they pioneers and paved the way for Texas. It's my time to do what I do, you know?
Facts. Do you get a lot of love from other Mexicans and stuff like that? Because I feel like...
Yeah, I do. I get a lot of hate from them, too. I get a lot of hate, a lot of love.
Really?
It's always different. Sometimes I'm not a Mexican enough for them. Sometimes they fucking love me and glorify me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So do you still get a lot of hate to this day? Was there more like when you were growing up, or has it like even gotten to a point where it's like more?
I feel like it was more when I was growing up, you know?
Once you're successful, I feel like then people start to be like, wait a second.
Yeah, but
you might have
There's
had
a lot of
definitely
fake love as well.
Oh, hell yeah. There's a lot of people that don't circle back, and I just laugh at their texts, you know?
Yeah. You got like any story of like a particularly egregious person that like did you dirty and then want to hit
I
you
went to
up?
school with.
Everybody?
Anybody I went
Did
to
you
school
go to
with.
public school?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it, like in school? Was it just like for our school, it was very cliquey, like completely people separated. Was your school like different in terms of that stuff, or was it just like
when I moved to Austin, my first year in Austin, I was a hoodlum. Like, the only thing colored about that school was the walls. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but whites and Asians. And some of them loved me, some of them hate me, some of them I was too hood for them, some of them it was new to them and they loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I got into high school, like even 8th grade, like a lot of Mexicans and blacks didn't fuck with each other. Like the Mexicans would be on this ball court, blacks would be on this ball court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a little bit like that, but not crazy. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, everybody was cool.
Yeah. What about jewelry and stuff like that? Like, obviously
Jewelry?
got like that on song Johnny Dang. Like, was that something like you just like looked up to and like wanted to get when you were famous, or was it just like now you just
My
like
grill?
Yeah.
I had my grill before I was anybody. Like, I already had a grill before I was even like known in rapping.
Really?
Hell yeah, I got my grill during the pandemic. I just got
Damn.
it because like motherfuckers was bitching about like not being able to get money. So I was like, shit, I'm finna show you how to get money. And I just, flexed on them, bought a grill during the pandemic.
Facts.
And
I mean,
then-
we pretty much went over a lot of things. So, like, what do you, like, plans for the future and stuff like that? Like, where do you want to take the next
Shit, I
steps?
want to be a cowboy. Like, as soon as I'm done with this music shit, I'm trying to cowboy for a living. You know what I'm saying? Be out there doing what I do, have my staff,
Mm-hmm.
probably put some family members to work, give them jobs. You know what I'm saying? Just have land, be happy. That's the goal.
That's fire.
Yeah, like you want like a large ranch somewhere, something like that.
I'm chilling. I don't even need no crazy house. I'm cool with a double wide trailer.
That's insane.
Fire. What about like cars? When'd you get your first whip?
When did I get my my Escalade? First car I ever bought myself was Cadillac Escalade. That's my dream car since a kid. Since like what was it? What was that racing game? Midnight Racer? Or what was it? Rockstar made it. Midnight Club. Yeah. Their soundtracks on there was crazy too.
So like in terms of like just like what your overall wants are in terms of just like going into the cowboy thing, is like you just like real cowboy, like everything into it.
All my family was cowboys. Like on my daddy's side, you know what I'm saying? I come from nothing but cowboys.
Really?
Hell yeah. My mama's side, they were just all druggies.
Was it like cowboys in terms of like horse race, like not just on apparel, but like you rode horses and stuff
like
that,
raising
too?
cattle, everything like that.
Hell yeah. My Papa Chico won Cowboy of the Century. He died at 99. He won a plaque called Cowboy of the Century. The whole Southern Texas came together and got him that plaque.
Damn. Yeah, it's like super rich history of that shit there.
Hell yeah, that motherfucker like, and I think he had like Indian blood in him because he was like 6'4", fat ass nose, and he don't look like Red Dot Indian. He look like feathered Indian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he, you know, he would just had that. He had that fucking hot ass sun-kissed skin, very rugged. You know what I'm saying? Like no emotions being shown. You know, he was that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing on
that motherfucker was just getting old though, just old as fuck. Like I would walk in the house and he'd be sitting in the living room with the TV off, just staring at the TV.
Just looking at it like a mirror.
Yeah. I walk in by Pepper.
Tell you like change the channel or something.
Yeah, I go, what are you doing? Nothing. Yeah, he was wild, man. Shout out Pepper Chico. Yeah, Rudolph Chico Martinez. That was his name.
I mean, that's pretty much all the questions we have for you. Got any other big shout outs? Any like other big inspirations?
Man,
like
shout out to everybody that love me. Big shout out to all my people that hate me. And super shout out to God. Thank you so much, baby. Let's keep fighting.
That's there.
Well, I was gonna ask too, how you feel about Utopia? Just because like Travis is the biggest artist out of Houston.
Listen to
like, do you fuck with it or not?
I haven't heard it.
You haven't heard it?
I haven't heard it, but I'm sure he got some shit on there. You know, I really never really been a Trav fan though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got some shit that bang, you know, but I just wasn't a fan of that.
He's like more like a Atlanta type of sound.
Yeah, you go.
He obviously got like some Houston influences, but
like Screw and shit. Like he samples shit, but his sound, he's straight from Atlanta.
Yeah, I feel you.
He don't say like you wouldn't think he from Texas.
Yeah, nah, 100%. Yeah.
But shout out to Trav, you know, he did what he did for Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Lone Star Luchador, the numbers are going crazy. Thank you so much, bro. You know, just be ready for the tour coming up. Lone Star Luchador, be ready for a lot more great music, a bunch of collabs. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole bunch of greatness, man. You're in good hands with that Mexican OT. So.
Hell yeah. Without warning, that Mexican OT, if you made it this far, definitely hit that subscribe, like, leave a comment. Appreciate you. We out.
Peace.